Hey, good morning. Welcome to Java with Josh. This is my first installment. This is going to be a morning show, sometimes shorter, sometimes longer, just for me to talk about guitars, life, and musicianship stuff, and coffee. If you think it's good now, wait till I have a guest. So today I want to tell the story on this PRS McCarty 594 from 2017 and how I got it and how it got that special signature right there. So 2017, I went to Guitars USA, which was then in Lexington. Now I went to Salem, North Carolina, for a show, a clinic with Bosco France, and their rep Clay Lord was there. Clay Lord. Bosco, I didn't know of, looked him up, and asked my buddy Dusty Waring about Bosco and who he was, and he was just like, he's badass. He's a total deep fried badass. So I went and heard Bosco talk about his technique and about playing an old CE22 before PRS started giving him a bunch of other newer awesome guitars. He has this like dragon green 22, it's awesome. And he taught some technique stuff and taught me some little tricks, you know, that become a lot more common now even since that time, but just this one right here. That kind of thing. Those deals from country music. Anyway, really special night. I did not go thinking I would buy anything. I didn't think I could buy anything. And I'm not really the biggest quilt fancy flame top guy. And so my glasses are dirty. We can also talk about glasses some. Clean your glasses, people. So I didn't really think, you know, there was anything specific there for me, even though I had owned a one-piece quilt top Paul's guitar before. But I got to playing some of the demo guitars there, and this one stood out because it didn't stand out. It stood out because it was a flat black top. And that's my bag. My first electric guitar was a 95 Gibson SG Special, just a black Special. And I've always liked black guitars, and I've always liked plain tops. And also it has this unusual one-off finish of having the drip edge instead of the natural naked nude binding. Long story short, I hounded a certain representative for some time and eventually was able to buy this with the help of the good people at the Visa company. And that was mine. It was my main guitar, and as well as you can hopefully see, quite well loved. Let me kill this extra gain there. Very well loved guitar. Sometimes borderline abused, but it's on its way. This nitro finish is really aging nicely and got lots of nice chips around the edges and things that let you know that this is a real guitar that people make music on. So fast forward to quarantine, I'm out of work, I've been playing music for a living, and you know how that went, and it just got to that point. So I didn't exactly sell this guitar, but locally I traded it for a really nice SG P90 Standard, really nice 89 Clapton Strat in immaculate condition, and a kind of nondescript newer Fender amp, and was able to turn that into some cash and an SG. Later, my grandmother passed away, rest her soul, in a relief of a situation because she was, it was time. And with some of her largesse that was left to me, was able to reclaim this guitar. Luckily, the guy I sold it to really wasn't that into it, had a million amazing guitars, and had pretty much kept it in the case. That's the long and short of this guitar. The McCarty 594, for any of y'all who don't know and like the geek talk, it is where they said, we're gonna take you Gibson guys and we're gonna get you. Because we're gonna make you a guitar that does all the things you love and does them in a more period correct way sonically than Gibson is doing them, unless you go with a custom shop or historic. And we're gonna make it a more consistent, more usable, more functional instrument. So if anybody's still listening this far, you're crazy, but we can talk. Big Allman Brothers fan here. That's the other rest of the story that I haven't told you yet. Right there you heard, even with that really warm, round, big tone, there was still that little Fairies sprinkling of crisp but not harsh high end when I got both pickups working together full volume. That's Dickie Betts all day. And I can either not get it or I can get it, that little sizzle on top. So there's a touch sensitivity to these instruments. It's not overblown. It's true, especially with the nicer ones and nicer pickups. But for any of the younger players who are out there, not necessarily younger, but just people who have not had access to the kinds of capital that can allow you to have, if not own, one of these guitars. I had a Paul's guitar that was an SE, and it was an amazing instrument. I played it on a gig. It did incredible things. Everybody talked about it. It was that beautiful amber finish that the first runs came in. Had the coil taps of the TCI electronics that just let everything really speak. It's not going to sound like a Strat. It's not intended to, just like these coil taps are not intended to sound like a Strat. They just give you a nice hollowed out, lower mid-range, crispier, high-end sound for when you need it. But yeah, you don't have to be able to afford a guitar that costs thousands of dollars to get the thing that they're doing. So let's get to the end of the story, which is actually earlier. Again, I was at this show 2017, no intention, no ability that I knew of to buy a guitar like this. And I just picked it up and I went to the stage, and you know, it felt, the action was a little stiff, the relief was a little bit high. So it didn't feel great playing wise, but it felt great. You know, there was just something to it. And went up on stage at Guitars USA, not like on Stagling Performance, but just where their raised area was with the amps and all. And I started picking and playing and doing all my brother's stuff, you know, all the, you know. All that. And Bosco jumped up and we ended up playing Blue Sky together. And that was a really magical moment for me. I imagine Bosco remembers, hopefully. And that was just a really, really special night that led me to this instrument. It got away from me once, and I will do my best to make sure that doesn't happen again. It's certainly the electric guitar I will keep, should I have to get rid of all the others at any point. And being a musician, even the one who doesn't do it for a living anymore, that's a possible possibility. So I'm gonna do a little bit of Blue Sky here in honor of that night. Walk along the river, sweet lullaby. It just keeps on flowing. You don't worry about where it's going. No, we'll sing. Don't fly, Mr. Bluebird, I'm just walking down the road. Early morning sunshine, tell me all I need to know. You're my blue sky, you're my sunny day. Love, you know it makes me high when you turn your love my way. Turn your love my way. So this is Java with Josh, episode 1. Thank you so much for watching. Anybody who was kind enough to lend your attention to me for a second. There's two most valuable things we have in life are time and attention. We have no idea how much of either one that we have left. So the fact you spend a little of both with me means a lot to me. Thank you so much. If you like what you're seeing and you want to see more of that, more long form content, of course, Instagram is a good place to follow me. YouTube's a good place to follow me, all those things. And let me know what I can do for you. If there's something you want me to talk about guitars or PRS guitars or glasses or any my old Gibson, anything you want to hear about, please tell me. Songs, anything I can do, lessons. It's always free, and I'm always giving away something to try and build some kind of community that can support each other and that can support me too. So I appreciate you being here. Thank you. Bye.